big thank you, a public thank you now, because I got to come up and hang out with the whole Peterson crew and meet Jordan and everything.
Oh, I'd love you to tell people how that went down, because I was up here getting things ready and you got to meet him as he arrived.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. So it's a production, right? He's a big deal. Like, believe it or not, when I come, I just like pull up in my wife's minivan and then we go get gyros. By the way, can I give a pitch to Yorgos right now? This episode of this segment of Pints with Aquinas is brought to you by Yorgos, Gyro, and Potato. Can't legally say that, which is a place I made up and is not in downtown Steubenville and is fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Yeah. He's not. You said say not sponsor, not a sponsor. We don't care if you go there. Don't. We don't want you to go there. Yeah.
More for us if it existed.
But anyway, all right. So he shows up. He comes down with his security detail. And here's how you know they're legit, right? Because you're expecting, after like 2 hours of us trying to figure out like where's he going to park and everything, he just pulls up right in front of the building. And security detail, they come out and they're terrifying because they're not terrifying, right? They're not giant. You're picturing 6'8", Arnold Schwarzenegger looking guys who can rip your arms off. And you got like some 5'9" guy named like Dave, right? In a baseball cap who looks real friendly and personal. And that's so much scarier, right? Right? Because he has that job for a reason.
Because it's not that Jordan Peterson can't afford the big guys. Yeah.
He's got the guy who can, kill you with a Q-tip kind of guy.
Yeah.
And there was a British guy who was a driver. He was a bigger dude, but he was cool British. Okay. And I'm just to, I don't know, sling some mud across. No, but there's definitely, I'm sure it's the same with Americans. I just see it less. There's like two brands of British people.
Okay.
There's like James Bond, like cool and collected and whatever.
George Farmer.
Like George Farmer. Mm-hmm. There you go. Very good. And then there's
hello. What
do they say? Can you say puff? Is that like a bad word?
Like puffter?
I don't know. I was watching a show the other day. They kept referring to like one of those old British mob shows.
Oh, I don't know.
They're just the effeminate whatever. Oh, okay. They look like the well-to-do, hoity-toity kind of.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's
like what's that English show that everybody watched that everyone's wives watched?
Downton Abbey.
Yeah, like that.
I never saw any of that show, but I assume like all those guys are.
All right. So he's cool, and then I like the bit where he. Because you went down there with our manager, Melanie. Right. And I just, what did you say? He just ignored her and went right to you?
Okay, so that's one thing that I thought was so neat about him. And I think he was, in private, not jovial, but very warm, if that makes sense.
Peterson?
Yeah. It seems like he's not making this big outward expression of, hey. Right, at all. But he's very warm.
I'm kind, I'm normal, I'm nice.
He gets out of the car, he's in the backseat of the car. And Melanie's there and I'm there, and he sort of stops and he looks at Melanie and he looks at me and he looks back at Melanie, and then he turns visibly away from Melanie, shakes my hand, like puts his arm on my shoulder with this. It was like, thank you, thanks for having me, kind of thing. He was such a nice guy. It was really cool.
I like that. I like how you put that, because you imagine a celebrity is probably tired of being mischaracterized or people saying he's actually not that nice, and so you could see celebrities overcompensating. Hey there, and just being fake. I agree. He wasn't like that at all. He was just very kind and normal.
Yeah, it was cool. And then I hung out and helped him park the car while Melanie took him up, and his guy posted up outside the door, which I also thought was cool. He's like, not hanging out with you. I'm going to sit outside this door, stare at my phone the entire time.
We didn't know how many people were going to come because Tammy was supposed to come.
Right.
So it was supposed to be Tammy, him, and so we got like 800 chairs in that next room just in case.
Well, yeah, y'all were worried about it being overcrowded and weird, but it was fun. And then I got to sit right over there and hang out with Father Boniface.
All right, so Thursday, if you can throw up this photo of...
We don't have to do that. We can do that.
Can we? We can. Do you not want to?
No,
I can't tell. I don't want to publicly shame you on our podcast, and then later you're like, Matt, I specifically said I don't want to do it, and you pushed me.
I've never been accused of being hyper photogenic in my life, and I'll apologize to Melanie, all right, if she hears this, because Melanie was very much like, we're doing a group photo. We're not all pestering Jordan for photos. And so I waited until he was signing a wall, and she was distracted. I was like, hey, do you mind? Hey, Thursday. Once again, he was super kind. I want to say that too. I'm sure you've talked about this before, but I feel like he would have hung out afterwards for 45 minutes, right, forever. He was signing stuff and anything else, guys. Are you like, I don't know. Yeah. It was really neat because my expectations for everybody.
Let me know when it's up Thursday. They're looking at it right now.
Great, perfect. So like angles and lighting is tricky things. I was excited. I think
personally,
Jordan was probably more excited than I was in the picture. Can I see it? Do you have it up there? But are you zooming in for them, or is that just for me?
No, for you, because they can see it already.
Okay. But he's not a big smiler in general. All right, in private. So, and it also looks like my head is twice the size of his.
Now you know how I feel, but mine actually is twice. It looks like maybe you've pressed forward.
It looks like a Make-A-Wish Foundation kind of situation. That's the vibe I get. This was not the vibe the entire time. Jordan Peterson was much warmer.
Yeah, it's
he was thrilled to be with me.
You can see the two of you like, hey, like, let's take a photo. And then he goes deadpan for the photo. You're like, why would you do that?
Is that a thing he does? Does he not smile in pictures normally?
I don't know.
Eminem never smiles in pictures, maybe.
Who?
Yeah, Eminem. Marshall Mathers from Detroit. Cool. Maybe it's the same kind of thing.
I would think that if you're taking 1,000 photos with people after a show, you've probably learned how just to do a regular face, right, so that you don't have to get exhausted.
The hand is on my shoulder because we're friends. Yeah. I got my arm around him. I think.
Because we're friends.
Yeah, it was maybe between.
All right, yeah, I mean, if you're taking photos with people after a show for hours, you're not smiling for all of them. It's exhausting to have to smile for that long.
Can you do Jordan Peterson like smiling? I want to see if he like smiles.
There you go. That's him smiling.
No, that's a grimace. He was grimacing. He always does. He always makes the face he's making when he's with me. Yeah.
But what was funny is you and I were getting coffee the next morning when you first said you look like a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid photo next to him. And you were saying how this is going to bring the conservative world together.
Well, I just love the idea. And I don't know how it snowballed from there, but I love the idea of the news cycle. Like your whole thing, people ignoring the fact that he's on your show. And like a couple days later, just Michael Knowles all of a sudden is like, all right, I want no context, pull this up. Really? And just a regular series of
right. Jordan Peterson. That's how it started. You were saying Jordan Peterson post this image just to mock you.
And then
look at this guy.
You've got Ben Shapiro on a show doing like a short, like one of the like a Saturday kind of thing. Being like, hey, listen, Candace, listen. I really just wanted to get us back together one last time because if there's one thing we can agree on, I mean, come on. We're going to take a break from the Hamas stuff. Come on.
Yeah. She retweets Ben Shapiro. You unite the conservative move.
It's not my best. It's not my best picture.
Well, here's what's really funny, I thought, is Thursday. You're going to find this funny. I took a photo. I was on Ben Shapiro's show recently in Florida. It comes out soon. And man, the hateful comments were insane. But someone wrote, Matt, that's a sniper's dream. And I write to you, I'm like, look how anti-Semitic this comment is. And you're like, yeah, that's awful. And then your wife looks at the photo.
And your forehead is like the size of a landing strip in that particular, yeah. It was not anti-Semitic. It'd be really easy to shoot you in the head. It's about my head being so gigantic.
I thought they were doing it because, I mean, in the context of all the other comments saying someone wants to take down Ben Shapiro, wasn't that
right
over the top? But I just love he's making fun of my head. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.